Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? I welcome you here on my mental health channel, dear friend. Look, all of us have one thing in common that we want to keep improving. Whatever we are possessing, whatever we are possessing, we are trying to improve. We are trying to improve the quality, the quantity, and of course the volume of all that. Dear friend, that is something very natural. Also, we want to be respected more and more in the society. It's also something very natural. But it's not the case that all of us do succeed. It's not the case that all of us do succeed in getting more and more respected. But, dear friend, there is a way to do that. Once we started looking upon this matter, we found plenty of things. Some of these were not as important, while another some of these were very important indeed. We have shortlisted and chosen the very important things which can help us a lot in improving, in getting more and more respected. What are these things? These are actually nine in number. Let's talking about all of these nine things, as it is really very important indeed. So my dear friends and fellows, what are those nine things? Let's talk about all that. First of all, it is, you know, that these people have to stop over explaining, because explanation wherever it is needed, it is really good. But over explaining, you would have seen some of the people, they are really intelligent, they keep ignoring, they ignore something, though they notice it, but they ignore. Once they think that it is now getting bigger and bigger, they do have to intervene. Only then they put forward some explanation. Otherwise, they are not so eager and desperate to put explanation even on the trivial matters. So, explanation wherever it is needed is good one, but over explaining something, over explanation for the sake of getting approval, for the sake of being validated, that is not something healthy at all. Now, the number two thing which we have to stop doing is being defensive. Being defensive. Once somebody criticizes us, once somebody gives us a feedback, we don't need to be over defensive at all. Rather, we need to become, we need to, we need to listen, we need to learn, we need to grow. Out of the feedback, out of the criticism, no matter what is the purpose, what is the intention behind that kind of feedback, behind that kind of criticism, one thing is there. We don't need to get discouraged at all, but we need to review it. We need to improve wherever the improvement is needed. So that is the number two thing. Now, the number three thing is negative self talk. We have to stop talking negatively to ourselves, because it damages a lot our self esteem, our self confidence. So, for that purpose, I think we do have to stop negative talking, because this is the work of an enemy. We don't have to become our own worst enemy, rather, we have to become our own best friend. For this purpose, we need to talk positive, like we speak to our children, like a coach speak to their trainee, like the parents have to speak to their children, like the teacher have to speak to their students. So positive self-talk, positive self-talk, positive self-talk. It does not mean that we should stop reflection, we should stop improving, we should stop identifying wherever there is something wrong. It's not the case at all. We do have to keep doing, but despite all that, positive self-talk is very important, and negative self-talk is very dangerous. we do have to abandon it. Now the fourth thing we have to avoid is that is avoidance of confrontation. We don't like to be, we don't like to be in disagreement with the people, with the someone else. I don't advocate that we should be quick to fight, not at all. There is no need to fight at all. But as far the difference of opinion is concerned, we need to stand up for our own important rights, not to be silent at all. Rather, be assertive. Respectfully assertive attitude must be adopted for our own right. Respectful but assertive attitude must be adopted. So don't avoid the confrontation at all, because you do have to, make certain effort. So it's something challenging, but accept it. It is vital, it is essential, not unnecessarily at all. Now, the fifth thing which we need to abandon is, which we need to say goodbye, that is the procrastination. We need to work on time, we need to deliver on time. Otherwise, we will be losing the respect, the credibility, the trust in the society. No one will be able to trust us. We have to become proactive. So, dear friend, if at all there is something which is slightly, first of all, we need to set the realistic goals. We need to set the realistic goals, the, the doable goals, not the one which will be unachievable even after 7 years, although we wanted to plan to do it in 1 year. So, I think that it is really important, my dear friend, not to do this thing at all. We need to set the realistic goals, number one. Number two, break every goal into several parts. Could it be four or seven or nine or eight, whatever it is, so that take one sub goal and do it with the help, with the guidance of certain people, with the brainstorming, one thing at a time. Break one goal into several sub goals, four, six, seven, eight, whatever, one thing at a time. That is how we can overcome the procrastination. Now, the next thing, the sixth thing, which we need to say goodbye, that is ignoring self care. Self care is very important. If at all we are overworking, not providing to ourselves what should be provided, what is going to happen? That we will be experiencing the burnout. We will not be able to continue. Our quality of work will suffer. Our quantity of work will also suffer. It is really important that we people are, taking self care, providing ourselves with a sufficient amount of sleep, providing ourselves with a sufficient amount of sleep, 7 to 8 hours, going to bed at the right time, then leaving the bed at the right time. Now we need to provide ourselves with the nutrition which is needed, proper diet, proper food which is needed. We need to do the exercise, then the mindfulness and the meditation, and the salah for the spiritual refreshment. And of course, we need to set the boundaries. So these are the things, the major items, the basic items of the self care. Do not ignore the self care. Now, the seventh thing which we need to say goodbye is avoiding new experiences. Avoiding new experiences. Why we avoid the new experiences? Because we want to keep ourselves in the comfort zone, and this comfort zone want us to do the familiar thing, the easy thing, the comfortable way, but it reduces our, our capability, unless and until we are facing the new challenges, the new way of doing the thing. We will neither be able to develop our creativity, nor we will be able to find better opportunities. So it is really important that we should be ready. We should always be ready to, we should be always ready for the new experiences. Or at we can do one thing every time we are doing something, we should something which is needed. That would be, we should make things that would be in that will be unfair, and this unfairity is really our dear. Next thing is eighth thing we need topic that the gossiping. The gossiping is bad because if those people against whom we are sharing, we are praying, usually these things sooner or later reach there. They will stop disliking and maybe despising us. So, my dear friends, and it is really important, it is really important that we people are, stop gossiping, be respectful toward the people, and they too will be respectful toward you. If I am gossiping about another person in front of a wise intelligent person, this wise and intelligent person also, I'm not gossiping about him, but he she will come to realize that this is a bad attitude, and this person will be gossiping about me as well in my absence behind my back. Now, the ninth thing which we need to abandon, that is not acknowledging others. I think that is really bad. We need to acknowledge others. Unless and until we don't acknowledge others, they too are not going to acknowledge us at all. So it is important that we do acknowledge others. Never be hesitant to acknowledge others. It is really important. So these are the nine things. And if at all we abandon, if at all we get rid of, if at all we say goodbye to the nine of these things, I believe that then only we will be able to, we will be respected, we will be liked, and the more we grow, the more respectful atmosphere, the more respectful society we will be having towards we ourselves. So that's all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.